What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Casual Podcast with your host, Brian, the Casual Brian, coming to you live on this very, very cold Friday, deceptively cold, I would say. If you look outside, you might be like, oh, it looks like a beautiful day. Sun's out, it's all shiny, but actually, in actuality, it is freezing. It is totally cold. We're coming to you live from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. If you're not already following us, please be sure to give us a follow. That helps us to grow the page and helps you to stay connected. This podcast is brought to you by the Casual Brand Clothing, Casual Brand Pages. Whatever you need to stay casual, we got it. All right, let's get right into it. There's so much to get. There's always so much to get into. I feel like I don't know what I should what I should start with. So I think I'm going to go over to a little place I like to call Google Trends and see what's popping. That's always a good place to start. I know Joe Biden's press conference didn't go over well. And a friend of mine asked me to look into Beijing. I might do that. I'm gonna have to pull it up. Meatloaf. Uh Meatloaf. Did he pass? Adele. Nah, there's nothing really. Netflix stock. What's going on with that? I don't know. So nothing crazy. Nothing crazy in the news. Nothing crazy in the news as of yet. But they wanted to talk about. Someone asked me to talk about Beijing, so I'm going to look into it and see if I can find out something. Sorry, I meant to look it up yesterday, but I didn't. So yeah, I just want to talk about finishing the week off strong, finishing the week, all these things, balance living. You know, just vibing with you guys and gals. But I am going to look into this Beijing thing and see if I can find something. I'll probably have to wait until Monday to do that because I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush it. I want to actually like research it. So this week was pretty good. Um, I think this was the week I got to 1,000 followers on Instagram. Something I wanted to talk about. That's something I want to talk about. But I want to talk about Joe Biden. Okay, I'm going to talk about social media first. So someone reached out to me and asked if I do social media marketing. The answer is yes. I do everything social media. So I can record. And I'm going to do it on my phone, but I can record. I can edit. I can do graphic design. I can do everything needed for social media. But I'm not at my best if I'm doing those things. I'm not an editor. I am not a photographer or videographer. I am not a graphic designer, although I'm getting better at graphic. I must say, I am getting pretty good with graphic design. You know, I mean, it's still Canva. At the end of the day, it's still Canva, but I mean, there's a lot of Canva. You would be shockingly surprised at how much Canva there is out in the world. It just blows my mind when I see Canva all over the place. And so, anyway, um, so the answer is yes, I do social media marketing, but that's not my specialty. My specialty is social media management, consulting, strategy, and creative. So what does that mean? Okay. First of all, I am not the guy to come to run ads unless you're looking for ideas for the ad. So there are two parts to running ads online. There's the analytic and targeting side, which is very important. That's looking at the demographics, the numbers of who's following you, who are you targeting, figuring out what it is that they like, what it is that they want, so you can put your ads against what they want in the or a better way of thinking, not a better way, but another way to say that is that if you are somebody who's a sneakerhead and you're a gym owner, you want to put your ads next to photos and videos of shoes. It's simply put. Now that's a pretty kind of straightforward way. Another one might be like health and fitness. There's a lot of straightforward correlations or straightforward connections, but then there's some deeper ones. And there are people that specialize in finding those deeper connections, those untapped connections that most people wouldn't think of off the top of their head. And that's where the money resides. And I do not do that. I don't find that fun. I think that there are some people that love that. And I love the results that you can get, and I just ran an ad. But when I run ads, I almost always run it on automatic. I never try to do an audience because I don't think I can beat the audience that Facebook can create for me. They have way more data than me, way more. So why would I try to compete? But what I can do is I can come up with an idea of what kind of image, what kind of video you should present to those people that's going to possibly or probably give you a better conversion. That's what I do. What I also do is say what kind of ratio you need to be posting, how many times a day should you be posting, what times a day should you be posting, um, what kind of posts you should be posting, which for everybody, don't overthink it. If you're on Instagram, it's reels. It's reels. And the way I like to think about it is like this: it's reels for growth, everything else for your community. If you're trying to get new people, reels. That's going to get you the most exposure for new people that are not already following you. And if you're trying to feed your community and grow your community, then everything else, especially stories. Stories are almost exclusively for your community. In fact, it used to be you could use stories to grow by using hashtags and it would show up in the hashtags, but they don't do that really anymore. Like I don't see that anymore. So I would definitely recommend, if you're trying to grow, use use reels. And then I would also lean into videos that are between 45 seconds to a minute. Those are going to do good too. If you got a good audience already, then go into like longer videos, But if you don't have an audience already, if you don't have a targeted, not a targeted, a dedicated group of people that are interested in your stuff, it's going to be hard for you to put out videos. Now, music is one of those places where that's not necessarily true, but it's just difficult because the way that all platforms work is they go by watch time. Watch time is the most important thing, even more than engagement. They don't care if you don't like it, because a lot of times people who like videos don't like videos, which is so frustrating. And it sounds crazy, but if you think about what I'm saying, it's true. How many videos that you like do you not like? And it's one of the most frustrating things as a somebody working in the social media space. People love videos but won't like it. They won't comment. I mean, I I do polls every morning. And so many people go by. This is the thing that makes me laugh. People will go by my poll and not answer. And then after some people have started to answer, will come back and then answer. And I'm just like, why? Why not answer the first time? There's like this fear. People don't want to be the first ones. It's like in the polls, it's like no one knows who answers what. Questions is another one. You have to pull the engagement out of people. And that's frustrating, that's difficult, but that's something that I specialize in. That's my specialty, pulling the engagement out of people, because that's a huge part of community building. And really what you're not trying to do is you're not trying to get conversation between me and the people, is you want the people to people. Or if you think about the product, the service as A and the people as B, you don't want A to B, you want B to B. And this is a concept that's discussed in the book Tribes by Seth Godin. He talks about what makes a successful community, a tribe in this thing. Or so like let's take music, our musicians, our artists. What makes a person successful is not how they feel about the artist. It's about that feeling communicating with another person about the artist. So I love who's an artist right now? I love Adele. Let's say I love Adele, but I just stay by myself. That's not community building. But I love Adele, and I find another person who loves Adele, and we love Adele, and we talk about Adele all the time, and we go to her concerts together. We buy Adele shirts, and when she drops a new song, we can't wait to talk to each other and see what we think. That is how. But the relationship, the fundamentals of that relationship, are person to person, not artist to person. Does that make sense? When I was growing up, I used to think that is how making somebody. It was about the connection between the artist to the fan. It's not the community, the tribe, the thing that makes you a superstar is making people feel like they have a way. Because at the end of the day, everybody just wants to be a part of a community. And if you can give somebody something to form a community around, they're going to do it. People who buy Apple, people who wear Nike, people who wear Yeezys, people who drink coffee, people who drink tea. There are there are thousands of anime. Anime is a thing. Jiu-jitsu is now a thing. People who watch MMA, people who don't, people who watch football. What football team do you do? These are everything that makes money is all about community. When you really get down to it, it's all about community. So if you are good at helping build communities, you can make pretty good money, and it's a good service. You know what I mean? It's not just like money. It's not just about the money. It's important. Community is important. I think that humans, people need community. I know we do. I don't think. I know we do. We were designed for community because we're all imperfect. We all need each other, and we all have different perspectives and skill sets. That's the way government was supposed to work. That's why the American dream was so exciting because the idea of having three separate but equal branches of government would have could have lent itself to be a very beautiful and fair and equitable form of government. It's not, but no, the best intending forms of government just fail because it's hard. It's against our nature to just want to do what's right. Only want to get enough power, just enough power. You know what I'm saying? That's not in our nature. We want to get more. We want to get more. And we live in a society where get as much as you can. It's really difficult, man. I mean, I feel like I'm hard on us as Americans, but at the same time, it's difficult because our society tells us get as much as you can, work really hard, and the reason why you work hard is not because you enjoy, it's so that you can feel good about getting as much as you can. You know, but so like when you worked hard, Jeff Bezos, I'm 100% positive he feels fully justified in every single dollar he has because he worked hard. Maybe he didn't go on vacations, or maybe he, you know, didn't buy fancy clothes or whatever. All these justifications for him being a billionaire and having way more wealth than he needs. I don't think anybody needs $1 billion personally. Now the question is, now here's my question. Like, okay, let's say God willing, my company becomes a $1 trillion company. What do I do? Well, I can personally say I don't want to take on more than $500 million of wealth. I don't. What do I need it for? But I want to leave something for my children. And my thought is, what I'm thinking now is I want to put like a couple streams. One towards hunger, one towards uh, housing, housing inequity, like making better, um, like affordable housing. And then the last one, I want it to be back into my company. You know, like if my company's generating $50 billion, then I want to put a good chunk of it back into the company so that the people that work in my company are rich. You know, I don't need all that money. I want to make sure that I have to talk it out with my wife and see how much we want to leave for our children. And after that, but I can't imagine more than like 100 million per child. I mean, even that's just like kind of crazy generous. I can, and then I guess I can help my family out. I just, me personally, I don't know. Maybe, but see, this is the thing. You start getting assets, and then your net worth is like that. So it's like it's really kind of hard to avoid being a billionaire if you're somebody like that. But I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. I'm definitely gonna be wildly generous. Definitely gonna be giving away a lot of it as I'm living. But you know, let me first thing first. Let's make that money. But yeah, I just don't think anyone needs multiple billions. Not when there's people that are starving. Not when there's people that are homeless. And I think that to think that you're not directly responsible, that's cute. That's cute. If you have billions of dollars and you're not aggressively giving away money and trying to like, yeah. So anyway, I all the way back, social media. What do you do? Sometimes I get frustrated, but most times I don't because I don't care because my clients get it. But I think a lot of people feel like social media is not that big of a deal, and for you probably it's not because most people just kind of dabble or whatever. But it's something that if you do it, you'll realize, oh, there's a great deal of effort and thought that goes into this, and it's tricky. So, you know, if you ever, I don't think I'm at the place now where I can't really work for friends. They don't really have the budget to hire me, which I think is good. Another thing I like from Seth Gooden is he said either do it full price or do it for free. Don't discount your services because you can't discount your effort. And if you do, then you're just phoning it in. So why would you do that to your friend? Right? You know what I mean? I don't if they can't pay my fee, then I'm just going to do it for free. Now, one thing I'm excited about is I'm getting more calls for consulting because that's what I really want to be leaning into in 2022, consulting. And people say, "Well, what is consulting?" Consulting is I every day, not every day, most days, probably almost every day, but every week I am constantly doing research into what is happening on in social media. I specialize in Instagram, followed by TikTok, Twitter. Facebook is really straightforward, and it's really not. It's almost not even like a social media platform. It's just an advertising space. Now with groups is a amazing tool. Groups is an amazing tool. I think Facebook groups is one of the best social media products out there. Even though Facebook itself gets a bad rap, Facebook groups is so powerful. You can really, really get a strong community going by utilizing a group. Facebook Watch is pretty powerful too. YouTube is another one of those things. It's not that complicated. It's difficult to execute, you know, but every week I do research, and I make sure that what I'm doing is working, and I try stuff out, and I follow the analytics, and so that's why people come to me to get management help, and a lot of stuff I tell people, or I've told people over the years, helped them. So I'm thankful. I'm always thankful for the people who give me credit, but not everyone does. That used to bother me. But now I don't care because there's enough of me online talking about things. And so you can see before I was talking about things, what people were doing, and then you can see after, and it's straight up. But let me end on this. I guess is a positive note. Focus on the community that you have. Okay? Like we should at this point in social, we should be past the idea of a million followers. That's great. I Everyone wants it. I want it. But if you have 500 followers, give them everything you got. Because if you have 500 engaged followers, firstly, it won't stay 500. But that 500 is important. If you get 500 people that really, really care about what you have to say, that will really move and rock with you, that's powerful. Focus on the community that you have. Don't worry about it growing. Don't worry about this many followers or that many followers. Focus on the community that you have. If I had 10 people that listen to my podcast every day, it would make me one of the happiest people on earth. And that's honest. That is honest. And if you can't do it for 10 people, if you can't go hard for 10 people, if you can't rock out for 10 people, good luck because it's a long and slow grind. But you'll get there if you stay consistent. So on that note, have a great weekend. If you haven't already followed, please be sure to follow. listen on the podcast, I thank you so much. I love you guys. And I hope you guys are killing it and having a great week. And remember to stay casual.